All right, welcome, ladies and gents, to another episode of the SoulCast. Inching ever closer to the end. We only got three characters left, only two after this one. Pretty exciting stuff to have all these done. At least to me, we've had a long journey so far, so it's pretty awesome that we were that close to the end. But with that being said, sorry, for the little bit of a delay between episodes, but trying to get these out as fast as possible. So for this episode, we're actually going to be taking a look at Hilde, and with that, I'm just going to jump right into it. Introduce our guest for this one, Hustler, one of another Canadian to throw onto the
Yep.
podcast here. This is your first time on the podcast, of course. So usually, I just kind of open it up, give us a little bit of a background, like when you started playing and
Mhm.
how ultimately you got to Hilde. And you'll have to correct me. I'm not actually sure if it's Hilda or Hildy. I don't even know if there's a consensus about it. So if I'm saying that wrong, definitely let me know.
I think it's Hilda because it's short for Hildegard.
Ah, okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah, so
Okay,
I think that's the way to go.
gotcha.
So yeah, about myself. I've been playing casual Soul Calibur since Soul Calibur 2. I think like most people,
Mhm.
Link. Um, and about 2 years ago, I transferred to the University of Toronto for like a year. And when I was there, I got to meet like the most amazing competitive fighting game scene.
Mhm.
Well, like the people, like like Partisan, Uvmatic, Dino, all those guys were in Toronto, and I got to kind of play with them, and I realized, wow, competitive gaming is so good and so fun, and kind of started like that, kind of getting into the hardcore stuff about 2 years ago, and I kind of picked up the character from day two, and stuck with her since then. Something about the character was just so appealing to me, like
Mhm.
I love the design of the character. I love what she was capable of doing, and everyone was making funny fun of me because they were like, "Oh, choose a better character," like they're like, "Oh, choose like Nightmare or choose Patroclus," and I'm like, "No, I want to stick with this character, and I want to like discover this character." Um, and I think I kind of did that.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, along with like myself, Runis, and M2 1X Legend Ballet, yeah, all of us kind of on the Hilda board here, kind of work together to kind of put everything together, everything you know about her together.
Nice.
And yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because yeah, I hear nothing but bad things about this character,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I mean to be honest, I can't think of another character on the character board that is less represented than her. Like I swear to God, I rarely ever see any Hildas
yeah.
in tournaments.
I,
So like even Dampier, like every once in a while, you'll see a Dampier out of nowhere, but no, Hilda, no.
no, no. I mean, I think even less so than Raphael.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, because like every once in a while you'll see a Raphael and Heaton. I know he plays Raphael.
Yeah,
I think like all the top players have a pocket Raphael, which is weird.
I guess just for gimmicks.
Yeah, which is weird, but whatever. Well, with that, I guess we can just kind of jump right into the the Hilda discussion. Now, usually I start with sort of a more generalized question, strengths and weaknesses. I'll like for Hilda, I honestly don't know a whole lot other than a hold b hold. Like you just
Right.
you gotta learn how to do that and fit that into your game. So I would imagine that's a good place to start. But I'll of course throw that over to you. Like where if you were teaching somebody how to play this character, like where would you start?
Um. Hmm. Well, I guess I would start with her critical edge. Let's start with that. That's probably the best way to start.
Okay.
Homeland is arguably the best critical edge in the game.
Okay.
In my opinion. I also play the character, so I'm probably biased. Um, but like a track step, it's 16 frames. Um, it goes like it can do everything. It's so fast. It punches everything. And Ivy can't do anything about it. She does something. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw my little sword at you. Haha, let's see." So her game revolves around whiff punishing and poking,
Mhm.
and her CE really complements that. So you can set somebody up with a lot of pokes, like a 3K or 2A or 4A, all godlike pokes, kind of like Patroclus level, actually.
Mhm.
And if they want to step out, you can critical edge them. If they want to poke out, critical edge. So there are a lot of times when it'll just beat everything, and it does a crap load of damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just I'm looking at it. It looks like it has, like that little crumple stun thing that happens afterwards. Now, I
yeah.
mean, just looking at it, yeah, I mean, it has to guarantee some damage after that, right?
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Even if you're
kind of
like at
sad.
the wall or something, you can't.
Oh, the wall. Oh, how I love the wall. So what happens at the wall is when you do the critical edge,
Mhm.
I think the third hit will hit the wall, and then the damage will be scaled to like 50. So never use critical edge when your opponent's back is to the wall, because you'll get no damage. And then you'll cry and be like, I just spent a whole meter on this.
Yeah. Interesting, man. Yeah, because that stun looks crazy long, but I guess her recovery's pretty long too. So that's.
Yeah, it's good though because you can set up a charge after. It's perfectly timed for like a C2A or a C2B. So as they get up or they tech, you can basically guarantee a charge on block.
Mhm.
And actually go let me go into her next strength. um, her guard damage is also very very good.
Mhm.
2-2B, my favorite move. B plus K, 2A plus B. Um, what else? The charges, they all break guard extremely quickly. I think it's up 8 for 2-2B and 11 for B plus K. So she can really like force you to want to do stuff. Again, forcing you into that critical edge like position.
Mhm.
If your guard is red, you're gonna want to do something, and she can punish you for doing something. Well,
Now, does her
yeah.
just real quick? Does her CE does it have any like GI or properties or anything like that, or like tech crouch or jump?
I don't think so actually,
Okay,
but it does track step, which is really annoying.
mm,
People hate it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, and anything else in addition to those moves for the guard break?
Let me see.
I mean, I guess
Well,
if
one
only
thing,
a couple, if they do the job, you don't need more
yeah.
than that.
I mean, those are her best moves,
Mm,
anyways. Like you like B plus K is like my favorite move. Well, one of my favorite moves. Because it's like this long ass tech crouch. I think it's tech crouching for like 20 frames or something, or not 20 frames, like 16 frames, and it tracks step too, and it crumples, but you don't get anything off of it. But basically, you can force people to eat it. Say after like a 2A, do B plus K, they can't slip out of it, and if they try to do like an A, you'll tech crouch underneath it and hit them hard. So you can spam B plus K, also known as Triumph. She's like Triumph when she when she does it, and it's just a lovely move because you can actually mix that up with a throw. Because if they want to like duck or something,
mm.
or they want to poke, no, a throw will just beat it. And again, they both track step. Well, not a throw. Well, it does at times. Yeah. Well, no, well, yeah, not a back step, but definitely like a side step. Yeah, B plus K, so fun to use. Also, 2-2B. This is the move which I live by.
Mhm.
My entire game is built around using this move. And the reason is because it breaks guard like crazy. Um, and if your opponent tries to do something and they get hit by it,
Mhm.
you'll get like 100 damage, I believe. And especially with the C2B loop or the 3B extension, 3B Brave Edge extension, you can just like have a field day with damage. And she builds a lot of meter when she does 2-2B as well. So she really like she has really good tools. Like 2-2B breaks, well not break, kills a lot of pokes.
Mhm.
B plus K kills a lot of pokes. They both do a lot of guard damage. Um, so does 2A plus B, by the way. That's tech crouching from frame one. And on hits, you can tech trap into critical edge or another 2A plus B. So I think it's one of the few moves that tech trap into itself. Actually, it's kind of fun to abuse people who like.
It just it's a move you can literally spam.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also -16 on block, but there is like no block stun on it. I can't really explain it. It's you can't stab it on reaction, and you can't like you can AA it
Mhm.
if you're really fast. I don't know, it's kind of weird. No one punishes it like reliably. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. What else? Guard damage. Yeah, so another like gimmick I like to do actually, when people are in the red,
Hmm.
is just CE twice in a row, because the CE will track them and it'll break the guard, and then you can CE again. So or do anything after, or do anything else after you break the guard. So she can force a lot of guard breaks on her opponents, especially with like 2 to B again and B plus K. I love those moves and I will spam them until they stop working.
Gotcha.
Another good thing about 2 to B actually is it's extremely hard to just guard.
Hmm.
I think because the risk reward is there too. It's like, okay, if you get the just guard, you can get a good punish, but if you drop it, you'll take like 100 damage. So, and the timing is really off too. What else? Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, yeah, that's it for guard damage.
Okay. Now, before we go any further with like other areas, I do want to cover the charges real quick.
Okay, yeah,
Just for players out there who are listening who don't really understand how her charges work. Just kind of walk us through that real quick. Now, as far as I know, it's just her A and her B that charge, right? And then it has
yes.
the okay. So now I know that you can buffer them. And
Mhm.
it's a common technique to buffer one of them while you're running around doing other stuff. Uh,
Exactly.
so I mean, I guess just kind of walk us through that might like which charges are the best.
Mhm.
And then for those who are listening, when he says like C2B, it's the second level of the B charge.
Right. Yeah, I'll go through that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um, so both of our charges have 4 levels. There's like C1A, which is level one charge A, C2B, level two charge, C3A and C3B, C4A. Same thing for the Bs. So to charge a move, you just hold the button down, and I don't remember exactly, but I believe it's 1 second
mhm.
for the level one charge, two for the level two charge, and three for the level three charge, and then 15 for the level four charge. And both level 4 charges are actually unblockable. C4A is amazing. C4B is like 60 frames or something. So you don't really want to use that ever. Okay, so her charges. Um, C1A is an amazing like way to control people. It has massive range. It doesn't have a GI anymore. It used to be an auto GI in Soul Calibur 4 when she was God tier. Um, and Yeah, so C1A and C2A are the best moves to control space, especially if you want to play that zoning game with Hilde, which she does very well. Um, they're both safe and block, and again, you can't really just guard them on reaction. You can kind of throw them out there and kind of have fun. So charging. A good way to buffer it is after some kind of poke. So if you do like a 4A or like a 6A plus B or something,
Mhm.
you can kind of hold the charge and then release it when you want to. Now, the problem with Hilda, and I think the reason people don't play her, is the fact that you have to know how to charge and know which charges to use and how to like cancel your charge.
Mhm.
So to cancel your charge, all you got to do is hold guard and then release the button. Um, yeah, that's basically that.
Gotcha.
So the yeah, and then so the best charges to use are C1A, C2A, and C1B. And the reason for this is that they're all one hit. The problem with C3A and the problem with C2B and C3B is that they're all multi-hitting.
Mhm.
So anyone who can just guard can punish it for free every single day. So the problem with her is that you have to know the difference between the C2 charge for an A, like a C2A and a C3A.
Mhm.
Because if you don't know the timing, you're gonna get punished every single time.
Mm.
And a lot of characters have auto GIs too that can punish the second hit of C3A. So you really have to know your timing. And so a good way to do it is to kind of do a poke that, like say like a 4A, and then charge it, and then just release it at a certain time, or don't release it, or just cancel the charge.
Mm.
Um, you can also do it after like any other move too. So if you do a B plus K, you can hold A while you do it, and then get an A charge. So the same thing goes with the B charges. The C1B is really good. It's extremely long range and very good at whiff punishing and catching step. But the C2B and the C3B should only be used for combos because um, they can be punished very easily and just guarded very, very easily. And I think that's actually the reason why people don't play her, because the timing charges is just so technical,
Hmm.
and it's really easy to screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was actually going to be sort of one of my follow-up questions,
Yeah.
because I mean it's a timing thing, because you figure with a character like Viola, she has this extra thing that she has to keep in mind or deal with or keep track of, however you want to say it. But it's
Right.
out there on the screen. You can always look and keep track of it, and your opponent can see it too, so they have to worry about it as well. Well, they have
Right.
to worry about it with Hilda as well, but only as if it's another move, not as if it's
Mhm.
something that's always in the background. It's just, hey, she might be able to do this move at some point, whereas the Hilda has to keep track in their head at all times,
Yeah.
how far they've gone along. And I can definitely see how that can be tricky for a lot of players out there,
Yeah.
um, to get a hang of that. But
Mhm. Well, a good thing too is like if you want to play like a strict zoning Hilda, zone with like C2As all day, or like 2-2Bs or 3Ks, whatever you want to do. Um, if you want to play more of that style, then you can keep your charges to level 3, because you wait for your opponent to whiff something, and then you can just punish it with your level 3 charge, and you'll get some really good damage. Um,
gotcha.
yeah,
So I
she
mean,
is
for the
very good
most
at
part, it
that.
sounds like you're just using C1A, and then everything else is just combos.
Pretty much,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that would simplify it for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and help you out. Now, do you mentioned earlier that C4A was really good, but obviously it takes forever to uh
Yeah.
to charge that. Are there any good situations for that, or is it just like style points, like you're just styling on people?
Um, mostly style points.
Okay.
Um, but it does have its uses. Like if you know your opponent's gonna try to zone you and you want to zone them, and you're kind of just playing like a really awkward neutral game, just hold it. I mean, there's no point to let it go. I mean, you're gonna be holding an A charge anyways. To like when they run in, you're gonna want to release it. You know, if they try to do anything while they're in that circle around her, they'll get punished. So if you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, hold the charge, and when you knock them down with anything, just kind of release it, and yeah, it's you can have a lot of fun with that move. Again, not practical,
Oh,
mostly just stuff.
cool. All right. Well, I mean, unless you had anything else to throw in about the charges for now, I get we can move on. Of course, you already talked about the CE and then her guard
Yeah,
break game.
yeah.
So what else does she do well?
Okay. Well, she's very versatile.
Mhm.
One of the reasons I love to play her is the fact that she can be played in a number of ways. Like she has Patroclus level pokes. She has like her 3K, which is like 14 frames or something. Track step plus on, well, of course, plus on hits. And it's like -4 on block, I think. And yeah, it's a really good move to just kind of keep people in check.
Mhm.
And she also has a plus on block, plus on hit low with 1A, and also track step and attack crutches. So in the close range game, she actually does have a lot of tools, and they're all very good. Oh, and 66K. Oh my God. I'm sorry for everyone who watched this video and I've not mentioned that move yet. I apologize. That move is godlike. Um, It's like whoa, sorry. It's like 16 frames something.
Mhm.
It's safe on block. It it hits the hitbox is massive. It like kicks forward and then like there's this huge like air kind of space
Mhm.
like the length of her sword that like it hits and you're kind of like why did the air just hit me? Yeah,
The
yeah,
phantom boots.
exactly. Yeah. Um, what else? Sorry, where was? Oh yeah, versatile. Um, and her throw game is very good too. Actually, both of those are very good. You know, A and B throws, and with meter, she can force the 50-50 for like a reverse spring out because the B throw rings up behind her,
Mhm.
and the meter A throw rings up behind her as well. So you can have some fun with that too. What else? Versatile. Okay, 4-4K is also really. Oh, sorry, 4-4B. And she kind of like jumps backwards and stabs the ground.
Mhm.
Um, it is one of the best moves to get out of pressure because it tech jumps and I believe it tech crouches for a while too. Actually, I don't remember the frames on it, but um, it's -21 on block and minus. I can't find the frames. Where is it? There you go. -6 on hits,
Mhm.
but she goes so far back that it's almost impossible to punish. And you can frame trap into like C1A after or some kind of charge. It's yeah, it's very good. Even Patroclus, like one of the best ways to fight against Patroclus is to just whenever he's in your face,
Mhm.
just 4-4B because you'll tag his feet and it'll beat everything he does, and you can't punish it. So
Nice.
yeah. What else? Yeah. So again, she's very versatile.
Mhm.
Like she can play the close range game, she can play the mid range game, and she can play like the whiff punishing game.
Mhm.
So she's really good for people who like to kind of be able to change styles on the fly, versus somebody like Alpha Patroclus, who you rush down and that's about all you can really do.
Mhm.
Hmm. And what else does she have? Trying to think. Yeah, she's really versatile. She can do a lot of things, well.
All right. Well, let's kind of backtrack a little bit because I do want to talk about the C2B loops.
Okay.
Because you mentioned a couple situations where you can get that juggle damage. 2-2B being one of them.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine you can do the C2B loops off of 2-2B, correct? The
Um,
juggle, or is that not one of
I actually don't do the loop because I'm not like technical enough to pull it off
them?
consistently. Um, I think Runus knows the exact situation in which it works.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I don't remember if it works off of 2-2B. I think it works off of counter at A plus B and fully charged 3A and what else? I think that's all actually.
Now, just
Um,
real quick, explain exactly what that is.
Okay, so after A plus B or 2-2B or 3A,
Mm-hmm.
she can do like her level 2 charge, which picks them up off the ground and launches them over her head.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that ever since the patch, they've launched the enemy higher in the air, so she can actually charge a C2B and then release it as she turns around, and it'll pick them back up and launch them over her head again. And I think there's the limit of 4 or 5 in a row you can do, but it does depend on what you started with, and it is very technical because you have to have like know the exact timing of the charge and release it. Like hold guard to switch sides, then release as soon as you switch sides.
Mm-hmm.
So it is more like a style points thing because if you do drop it in like a tournament, you will get punished because they can recover, they can tech, and they can punish you for free every single time.
Gotcha. Now,
Yeah.
now I presume that's her like best juggle is if she can get that
Yeah.
loop off it. Okay. Now, when you were talking earlier, though, it did sound like she still gets plenty of damage off of stuff like 2-2B. So
Yeah.
whenever you get into a situation like that, what's her like? I guess bread and butter. Like, what's the normal juggle follow up?
Mhm.
Or I know I think You mentioned 3B or 3B Brave Edge.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. 3B Brave Edge, yeah. Oh, that also launches into the C2B loop.
Okay.
Off of like a punish.
But what's your
Yeah,
since like you mentioned that you normally don't do the C2B loop since it's pretty
yeah.
technical. What is the normal follow up for stuff like that?
Yeah. So you just want to do like a C2B and then switch sides C3A. You get like 80 something damage, I believe. I can look it up really quickly actually. Where is it? It's fall combos. Da-da-da. I cannot find it. Um, why can I not? Anyways, yeah, it does like 80 or 90 damage.
So you haven't
So
enough time after the C2B to do uh, a C3A.
yeah, so the trick to doing that actually is as soon as you do the 2-2B,
Mm-hmm.
just hold A.
Okay.
So then, so when you do the 2-2B like motion, just do that, and then as soon as like she starts the animation, just hold A, and then after the animation finishes, release B, hold guard, because then like as they go over her head, she'll switch sides, and then it's release A, and it'll hit every time. Once you get the timing down, it's really easy
Gotcha.
because it's not as technical. Like with the C2B loop, you have to like release B, then hold B again,
Hmm.
and then switch sides and release B. So like it's a lot more technical because if you mess the timing up for the C2B, you're gonna get like a C1A, and then you lose like a lot of damage. Yeah. So the trick to doing that is just holding B and A at the same time, releasing it, and then holding guard to make her switch sides, and then release A. And you could guarantee 2K after, and a tech trap into CE.
All right
Which,
then.
yeah, don't tech against Hilde.
Gotcha. So you just
Yeah,
now,
you don't want to
does
do
she
that.
have anything? I guess beefy. You could say that would that hits grounded if you decide to stay there.
Yes, actually. If you try to roll, 4K will catch you.
Hmm.
It's kind of like Patroclus's 9K. She jumps up and hits the ground hard. If you do try to roll, that'll catch you. If you try to tech, she can CE you, or 2A plus BU. And if you, well, yeah, that's basically it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess the logical follow up to that is just to kind of talk more about her Oki game. Now you mentioned the CE tracks at least in that particular situation, but
Yeah.
just generally speaking, like let's say that you hit C1A for a knockdown, right?
Yeah.
Just something basic like that. Does I can't imagine CE would tech
It
trap and
does.
it tech
It
traps in
does.
that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
interesting. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it tech traps like after like C1A, C 3BA, C3A, 2A plus B, and I think that's all actually. C3A, of course. Um, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention something about the loops.
Okay.
So like the not easier version of the loops, but another way to do the loop
Mhm,
is to do a 3B Brave Edge.
mhm.
So you do 2-2B, C2B, and then switch sides and then do a 3B Brave Edge. So what happens is that you'll launch them back up and over your head, and then you can do another C2B to pick them back up. So it's kind of like the easier version of the C2B loop.
Mhm.
Um, you'll get a lot of damage, actually. I do have the data on this one. So in this example, Valley posted, he does one, two, three. So for um, 3B Brave Edges, you can get 140 damage. So you can kill people with meter if you really want to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually something else I was going to ask about is her meter, because CE sounds like is a pretty big part of her game, and obviously that takes a full bar. And then we've
Yeah.
also been talking about 3B Brave Edge. Now, I haven't even asked if she has any other Brave Edges, um,
Yeah.
and so I mean I can't imagine that the meter usage is small. So does she? I can't remember if you already said this or not, but does she build meter really fast?
Yeah, really, really well.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, you know what? I
like,
think you might have said something about 2-2B building
yeah,
break. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
And A plus B, and like all the charges, like they build a lot of meter. I think the whole 3B Brave Edge loop builds like a whole bar as well. Like she has she recycles very well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's good. At
Um,
least.
yeah. So yeah, so our other brave edges are 6-6B brave edge and A plus G brave edge, like the throw.
Mhm.
So the throw I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
it'll put them behind her, and she can actually combo into CE.
Mhm.
And if you do that, you'll get 140 damage. Um, and it rings out, and you can mix it up with the B throw. Um, there's really no use outside of that. Well, no, actually, you can wall combo. Yeah. So if your back is to the wall, do the A plus. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Um, do the A brave edge throw, A throw brave edge,
Mhm.
and you can get a huge wall combo off of that. And yeah, it's good. Um, the last brave edge she has is 6-6B brave edge.
Mhm.
So it's a high and then a mid, and you can actually delay the brave edge, kind of like Mitsurugi's 3B brave edge, but not as good. Um, I mean, nothing really beats that move.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's a high and it hits an I-21. It's a great punish, and because it has huge range and it does a lot of damage, because she can do 6-6B brave edge, and then into C1B on regular hit, and then on counter hit, she can actually do 6-6B brave edge into C2B. So she can do like the huge like C2B follow up, the guard, and then C3A.
Nice.
Yeah, but overall, her meter usage is pretty bad. Like one of the weird things about her is that if she does a GI,
Mhm.
she can't guarantee a CE after, because when the opponent does a GI,
Mhm.
um, it'll whiff, like the CE will whiff. Um, Runes looked into this. There's something to do with the camera and how it changes when the GI happens. Um, that's one of the sad things about it. She builds meter really well, and she can use it pretty well. But mainly you just want to use it for CE. Like the problem with 6-6B as a whiff punish is that it's really slow. Like I-21, and it's high. Sometimes it's gonna whiff, and you'll be sad. So just use CE because you'll do more damage, and it's flashy, and you can save for our homeland as it comes out.
Interesting.
Um, what else? C3B. You can use it as a punish, but I mean, you don't really need to. If you're gonna punish with something, you can just do like a 2-2B. Um, it's not like as fast, but at most of the times when you can punish something with C3B, or sorry, 3B Brave Edge,
Mhm.
you can punish with C2B, or if you have a charge, just do the charge. To whip punish really well with her, you want to have like a B charge. So like C3B is fantastic, C2B is amazing, and C1B is really good. So if you're playing the whip punishing game, hold your B charges, force them to respect movement, force them to respect buttons, everything. If they press a button, free charges, free damage, and good Oki. Oh yeah, Oki. That's where you were.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, sorry, I got a little
No,
quick.
that's okay. It's I promise it's not abnormal for us to go all over the
Um,
place.
yeah. Oki. She doesn't really have that much for Oki, actually. Kind of sad. Other than the tech traps, you just want to never tech against her, and you can get through a lot of stuff. Um, like she doesn't really have anything good. Like, well, she has a low that hits on the ground. Her 1A, very very good. I mentioned earlier, plus on hits.
Mhm.
It's tech crouching and it's I-21, I think. Um, yeah, so that hits on the ground, and so does 2K, and 2B actually is really good. She kind of like she's on her knees and she hits her staff on the ground, and it's a really good move to spam as well. It's like I-16 or something, and it has massive range. Um, like if you thought Patroclus' 2B was good, no,
Mhm.
no, this is better. Yeah, so those two moves are on the ground. 4-4K I mentioned earlier that catches roll, and 2K like everyone else. And what else hits on the ground? Oh, 6-6 A plus B. Um, That's her guard break. She like jumps in the air, spins, and hits the ground. It's pretty bad in regular usage, but it has its purpose. Um, oh, one more move. 6A plus B. It is really good. It's really slow. I think it's like I-30 or something.
Mhm.
Let's see. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, yeah. Wait. Oh, 22. I guess I was wrong. Um, yeah, so that hits on the ground and it catches text on occasion and it catches roll. But the best thing about the move is that it is zero on block. So if they do tech into it, you can have like a charge ready because when you do the move, it lasts for so long, so you can actually hold a full like level one charge during the animation. So after you do the move, you'll be zero on block,
Mhm.
and then you can kind of like frame trap if you want to into like a charge, or just whatever you want to do for a frame trap. 2A, 4A.
2A plus B.
Um, exactly, 2A plus B. That move, honestly, like if you're not using 2A plus B, you're playing it wrong.
Yeah, you're not trying
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just so good, and it catches step sometimes too. It's really weird. She has some weird moves. I don't know why it catches step. Um, yeah. T plus B. Tech crouches on frame one. um, what else? She has a lot of tech crouches, and that's really good. So you can fight like Astaroth really well. What else?
So it sounds like her Oki game is pretty straightforward. Like outside of the occasions where you can CE, you just take the frames and then
Yeah,
go with it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
gotcha.
Nothing special.
All right.
Yeah, it's got one of her weak points. It's very very simple. Okay.
So, so I do want to go back a little bit and talk about the meter a little bit because you mentioned after GI, she can't get the free CE.
Yeah,
So her GI game, uh, like what's I mean, obviously, they can GI you back, but
yeah,
most people will use that to set up a CE, but you can't, I guess, with it.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's kind of sad.
what's the typical like follow up to?
Okay, so like the mix-up
Mhm,
is either a 2-2B or like a C like a 3A, no, 3B.
mhm.
Um, because if they do like an instant GI, you can just 2-2B will win, and if they don't, C 3BA will win. So there's that 50-50. And the good thing about 2-2B is that it does really good damage, and you can do almost as much damage as CE anyways.
Mhm.
So if they're gonna GI, C2 2-2B will win, and you'll get really good damage regardless. C 3BA doesn't do as much damage, but it's good. Actually, I you might be able to do a fully charged 3A after. I don't remember anymore because I usually just do 2-2B because most people GI instantly anyways.
Gotcha.
Or just throw. Like that throws everyone off. Like,
All right.
what else? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Overall, for meter usage, you want to save it for critical edges,
Mhm.
and because their other ones aren't that good. Um, I mean, you'll use 3B a Brave Edge, 3B Brave Edge as a like combo extender,
Mhm.
um, occasionally as a punish, but other than that, you kind of want to just not use it. Definitely though, like CE is the gift she has been given, so use it, have fun with it, and yeah, make your opponents fear the homeland.
Gotcha. Now you said she's extremely versatile, so I want to kind of stay on that for a
Okay.
little bit because it does. I mean, like you said, it does seem that she can play the close range game if she needs to,
Yeah.
and then she has mid range, and then of course I mean, she has super long range with her beads,
Yeah.
so that's not a problem. So
Mhm.
when you play, now I know that you said you kind of base your whole game around the 2-2B stuff, but aside from that, is it one of those things where, optimally speaking, would you move in and out of all three of those? And I mean, when I say that, I mean sort of as a conscious strategy, not just
Right.
a response to the situation. Or is there a particular range or
Mhm.
style that you think she's best at?
Well, she's definitely best at the mid-range game, controlling space with like the charges, like C1A, C2A, C1B, um, 6-6K as well. Those moves, like definitely her game are based around her game is based around that.
Mm.
And but the problem with it is that it's kind of like it's a one it's like I can't talk today. Oh my God. Um, it's like one trick.
Mm.
It's like, okay, if your opponent knows all you're gonna do is C1A, they will find ways around that.
Mm.
And then once they start trying to do stuff, then you can do your 2-2Bs, you can do like your A plus Bs, you can kind of do other stuff, and that's why I think she's good, because of the fact that when something stops working, you can easily transition into something else, even though like her main game is that mid-range zoning, whiff punishing, space controlling, annoying kind of play style. Um, what else?
Well, I guess that kind of leads me into my next question then, because I'm gonna piggyback off of something you just specifically said. You think that she's good. Now, a lot of people shit all over her. So here's my question. Really the only thing that we've mentioned so far that seems like a really weak point is her Oki game. And then there's little inconsistencies here and there. But what is it about her that people think she's so bad?
well, okay, she's definitely technical. That's like one thing. But okay, just guard. I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it earlier,
Mm.
but I think it's one of the reason people don't play her is because if you do screw up the charge, if you do a C3A instead of a C2B, you will get punished really hard. If you do like a C2B instead of a C1B, you'll get punished really hard. So I think a lot of it stems from the fact that if you screw up
Hmm.
by accident, you will get punished for it. So there's that. Also, she doesn't have any good punishes from crouch. She gets like a 2A or a 2B or like a wall rising B, but that hits high, and it's really slow. I think it's like I-18 or something. Um, so her close range punishing is pretty bad,
Mm.
aside from like 2A plus B. Um, that's one of her weaknesses. Um, what else? Yeah, she loses to just guard. That's the main reason. Because once you can just guard her shit,
Mhm.
um, like a lot of her moves have multiple hits too, like 6 AKA, like it's a high, low, and then either a mid or a low. Like you have to what's the word for it? Not confirm. You can't confirm it. You have to do 6 AK,
Mhm.
and you can confirm the A, but you can't confirm like the K. So if they do block it, free just guard, free punish.
Gotcha.
So there's that. That's bad. Same with sorry, 3BA. If they do guard it, and then they get a free punish because you have to commit. There you go. You have to commit to the follow up.
Mhm.
Um, and that kind of sucks. Same with A plus B. Um, it's really good at controlling space, massive range. On counter hit, you get a full combo. You can mix it up with like the charge and the uncharge, but there are ways to option select it anyway. So you can like, I don't know the timing because I don't play the mirror
Mhm.
ever. Um, but you can option select like the A plus B charge versus non-charge just guard. So that's one of the. So her main weakness is the fact that if you can just guard, she's limited to like 5 moves, and then
Gotcha.
that's where it kind of goes downhill.
So that
Other than
single
that,
that
yeah,
single game mechanic, just like if you're
yeah,
good
yeah,
at it, all right.
pretty much. I mean, the only buff I think she would need in like Soul Calibur, Super Soul Calibur 5 Arcade Edition 2014, um, would be like hit confirmable charges. That is the only thing she needs in her game. Because if she could confirm C3A, C2B, and C3B, um, her game would change because she can actually use her moves that she was given and not have to be like, oh no, I don't know what charge I'm at. I have to cancel my charge, and then there goes my zoning.
Mm.
So that's her problem. It's like you have to be aware of your timing at all times. And if you do actually accidentally have like a C3 charge, you have to stop because if you screw up and you release that on block, you will get punished really hard, and it sucks every time. That's one of her weaknesses. And what else? I mean, her throw game is pretty good. Like she has a lot of mids,
Hmm.
really good mids, and some really good lows. Well, some really good lows too. So she does have a good like a decent mix of game. And I mentioned earlier guard game, but I think it's the sole reason of just guarding. Like the game mechanic literally is one of the reasons she's hard to play at a high level. I think. What else? Also, no guaranteed GI, sorry, CE after GI, which is kind of sad. But she can get other stuff. What else is bad about her? Um,
Real quick, just because we haven't talked about it too much, we talked about whiff punishing a lot. Now, block punishing, CE is the 16 frames.
yeah,
So anything that or higher, of course, you can do CE. But
yeah.
outside of that, does she have anything else that's really useful?
Close range, not that much. Like 2A plus B, also 16 frames.
Mhm.
Um, that's her go-to punish. It's her best, probably. Um, yeah, close range, not much, but long range again, like, she has all the charges. Um, or even like a BB or like 3B. 6B punish as well. But yeah, no, one of her problems is punishing. Like at most she can get like an AA,
Mhm.
um, and she can't punish a lot of things. For example, versus Ivy, 214. Oh, is it B? I think. Yeah. She can't punish it, and it's really sad. Yeah. Also Natsu's 6A, like the what's the word for it? Oh my God. Just frame.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, she can get a single A. That's all.
You can't even get
Yeah,
both.
one A. Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's little things like that that kind of like make me sad.
Mhm.
And yeah, so like close range punishing doesn't have much. Um, anything like 16 frames or less though, that's when you want to be scared of her
All right.
because then she can just have a field day with punching. Oh, also versus like somebody like Ivy, um, she can punish things. I think some things on hit. I forgot. I have my punch guide on here. For those of you who don't know, about last year I started a guide to punishing everything with her, and I never actually finished it, but I did. I think about half the cast. um, there are
That's pretty
some things.
impressive. That crap takes a long time.
Yeah, yeah. It was really fun actually. It was wait 2 years ago actually. Before I went to Evo, I did it. Let's see. I don't know where it is, but no, she can punish some things on hits, and same thing versus like Ezio. Um, CE punishes so much for fun. Like, here actually wait. One of my favorite moves is where is it? Um, I don't remember which move it is anymore, but it's kind of the move where Ivy like she like spins her sword kind of like in like a circular motion, and then like the pushback sends you like extremely far back. You know that move? Like I don't know how to describe it. It's really long. It's like a whip form. Like she spins her hand around in like a circle, and then you'll get pushed like to the edge of the screen. I don't know what the move is called.
Yeah, I think I know what
She
you're
can,
talking about, but I'm not sure.
yeah, that move. Yeah, I don't know the input for it. Um, Yeah, you can get a free CE after that. A lot of Ivy's things can be punished with critical edge, um, just because they're so negative. But at close range, Ivy will win because Hilda can't punish things that Ivy does. Um,
All right.
3B. Um, sorry, where was I? Where were we earlier? Punishing with punishing.
But just, I mean, just talking about block punishing in general.
Oh yeah, block punishing. Yeah, block punishing overall pretty bad. Um, from crouch I mentioned earlier,
Yeah, pretty
pretty bad.
yeah.
Um, if something's really slow though, like I-21 or like -21 on block,
Mm-hmm.
you can do 6 AKA, which is pretty good. I think it's like 30 something damage, 36 or so. It's decent. It'll also track step. If they do something like a 2K, they want to like step out, then you can catch them with that. Yeah, but overall, punching from crouch, you can't do anything. Oh, one of the saddest things I discovered recently was Patroklos' 2K. She cannot punish it at all with anything. Nothing. He can spam 2K, and she can never punish it.
Well, that's a shame. See, that seems like it's a pretty big weakness
Yeah,
to me. I mean, it's. I mean, obviously, she when she hits really hard,
yeah,
but it's sort of at the expense of being able to. I don't want to say defend, but properly keep them in check and keep them honest
yeah.
for doing stuff.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, another good thing too is like if even if she doesn't punish
mhm,
and she does something like a 3K, um, her frames are so good that it kind of makes up for it. Like a 4A, it's like this. I think it's 13 frame like high.
mhm.
It's like minus like 3 on block. Not minus 3, but her frames are really good and she's really safe. So she is really hard to punish,
Mhm.
but she also can't punish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's the trade-off. Like can't punish her, she can't punish unless it's something really slow or you whiff.
Gotcha. So you see that as a wash then, sort
Yeah,
of. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's go back just a little bit and talk about some of the stuff she is good at. Because we haven't talked too much about the wall, and I did want to ask about that. Because it looks like a lot of her stuff that you're going to be using on a normal basis rings out or does tons of damage, one of the two. I know you know 6-6B Brave Edge. I know that rings out.
Yep.
Let's see, 2AB. You mentioned the grabs. Um,
Yep.
trying to think of what
I
else.
actually have a list on the forums here.
C1A, a move you're gonna spam. That
Yeah.
rings out. So
Yeah.
she has a lot of ring out stuff. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But for her wall game stuff, a lot of that stuff is gonna wall splat as well, which is good.
Yeah.
So what are the like the typical follow ups? Are there any like weird situations that like let's say I'm trying to pick her up that I should be watching out for at
Mhm.
the wall to make sure I get all my damages?
Right. A lot of moves. Well, okay, it depends on what you start with.
Mhm.
If it's anything but a C1A, you want to go into C1A because it'll always hit them back into the wall.
Okay.
And then you can do like a C2B, um, guard, no, turn around C3A, 2K. It's really simple, a lot of damage. Um, or you can be a little more fancy and do like something like a starter, say like A plus B, no, A plus G, Brave Edge, the throw, or what else would you have for ball splat? Um, I can't think right now. I can't think of her wall splats. Oh my God.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Which one did you just mention?
Okay. Well, she has her like C1A,
Uh huh.
and then she has her A throw Brave Edge.
Okay. Because I know
Yeah.
that because you mentioned it as a useful hit confirm punish.
Yeah.
6-6B Brave Edge.
Right. I don't remember what you can get off of that actually, if it hits the wall. Because I rarely use that move as a punish. I don't know where it is. I'll look at the combo listing here. Wall combos.
Well, I guess let's think of it this way. Like, let's say you had somebody up against the wall and your wall pressure. Are you mostly
Yeah.
just using C1A? Is that your go-to move, or well, what are
Pretty
you
much.
thinking about when you have them against the wall?
Just like any kind of poke. Yeah, C1A or like 3K I mentioned earlier. Like it's kind of like the cheap man's C1A, like step catching. Um, they can't backstep anyways, so there's that. And what else is good for wall pressure? There's not really that much actually. Nothing of hers really hits the wall other than C1A. Um, I think, yeah, a C6B Brave Edge does hit the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't remember what you can follow off of that. You can probably do, actually, no, you can't do C1A because you have to press A plus B, A, B, and K to do the Brave Edge anyways. So you can't charge an A while you do C6B Brave Edge. Um, I don't remember. Probably just do like a 2A plus B or something. Um, yeah, there's not much. I don't remember. Um,
So so I guess I mean just based on that, you would probably consider her pretty weak at the wall then,
yeah, I would actually. Um, I mean, she has some good like pressure tools, just like
just because you can't move. Yeah,
yeah, and her step tracking is amazing.
gotcha.
Um, but yeah, I mean, her wall game is pretty bad. I guess I don't really see it that much because she's mostly playing that kind of mid-range game anyways.
So she's
So
not trying to back you in there. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's a rare situation, which is why I guess I'm not really familiar with it. Um,
No, that I mean that makes sense. And then I mean if somebody has you against the wall, you mentioned her A grab, Brave
yeah,
Edge, that wall splats. I think you
yeah,
said,
yeah,
and it rings out. So you have that.
yeah.
Plus you also have the B grab. I don't know if you said if that wall splats or not, but either way you're still switching sides. So
Yeah, no, it does actually. And you can get a 1KK and then a 2K after. Oh, you can actually get a 1KK and then you can tech trap into C1A for an extended wall combo. That is
interesting.
cool stuff. Yeah. So if you get counter hit like 1KK or be grabbed into 1KK, don't tech.
Gotcha.
I think the moral of today's story
Don't
of
tech.
today's podcast is don't tech.
Yeah, she doesn't have a
Yeah.
great Oki game, but if she has the
No.
bar, she's gonna hurt you for it.
Yeah. We even made a list like C1A tech traps in the same situation that C or CE does. Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot of fun stuff.
this whole wall thing is I find it pretty interesting because you mentioned the punishing how she doesn't really punish well, but at the same time you can't really punish her for anything.
Yeah.
It sort of seems like it's the same way with the wall. Like she's not all that great against the wall, but if you get her against the wall, she can fairly easily. It's just 150-50 away from flipping the script.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
um, interesting.
Yeah. Again, also when her back is to the wall, like she does have really good tools. 9A, I didn't mention it yet, but it's her jumping A. I mean, that
Uh,
was kind of obvious. It's really good. It has this massive range. It's slow on startup, but it hits a lot of things,
mhm.
and it's mid. Um, what else? It's really good for getting under pressure. When you're against the wall, it's like 2A. Oh, her 2A is godlike. I should have mentioned that earlier. It has like this massive range, and it hits so many things. Yeah. So when she's against the wall, just use like 2A, 9A, 2-2B, because if they want to do like an AA, 2-2B will win. I guess I should mention that. I'll go into that after actually.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So when you're being pressured, like as Hilda, like you want to get out of it with either like a 4-4B, a 2-2B, like a 2A, like most characters would, 3K. Um, what else? B plus K, 2A plus B. Um, I mean the same five moves we've been talking about all day.
Hmm.
Um, you want to use them basically at all times. Because I think I mentioned earlier, like because of the fact that Just Guard wrecks so many of her moves,
Hmm.
you're limited to so few. And the good thing is that the few moves that she's left with are really good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat ironic considering that that you find her versatile, and yet you have to play five move strategies.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, like those moves are really good though, because you have like B plus K tech crouches for days,
mm,
A plus B tech crouches frame one. They both can't be punished. They both do guard damage. 2A is amazing, 1A is amazing, 3K is amazing, 6K is amazing,
mm,
4B incredible. Like, yeah, I mean, like, she is versatile in the sense that like her close range pokes are excellent.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I guess that's what I meant. Yeah. Um, I mean, she's not like Patroclus Rushdown,
Yeah,
but it's still very, very good
gotcha.
at close range.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that was the vibe that I was getting. Like, because I mean, you said explicitly that her mid range game is where she's going to be optimal, but
Yeah,
her close range game, although she's not a Pitbull character, of course, is still very serviceable, and she can
yeah,
still deal with it. So, all
yeah.
right. Let's see here. I think I'm running out of questions. I
Mhm.
guess we can go back to the unless you had something else to add. Oh, I think you said you wanted
Oh,
to
right,
talk about something.
right. Okay.
22B, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this move, the reason I love it so much, and the reason I center my game around it,
Hmm.
is because it is like an anti-poke. Because what happens with the move is that it tech crouches, it steps, and she like kind of like back steps when she does it too. So, oh, and tech steps too. So put all these together, and you get this amazing anti-poke. So if you're kind of like pressuring somebody with like your 3Ks, 2As, blah blah blah,
Hmm.
if they want to poke out, and you know that they're going to poke out, 2-2B, it'll win like almost every single time, unless your name is like Pira and you do like a 6-6A. But actually, it'll probably win at sometimes too. Um, yeah, because that move it hits really hard, and if they do block it, there's a lot of guard damage that happens. Um, so like you can always trick your opponent into blocking a 2-2B because once they respect 2-2B, then that's when you can have fun. You can just break their guard for fun.
Hmm.
People escape 2-2B, all those fantastic moves. Yeah, 2-2B, use it. If your opponent can just guard it, um, use it less.
But still
But
use it.
most people don't. Yeah, most people don't. Most people don't just guard it because it's just the timing is really weird, and the risk reward is so high. It's just I don't know. Most people just take the guard damage. Um, yeah, that move is an amazing anti poke. You can use it under pressure and for pressure equally. Um, yeah, that's about it for 2-2B.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't really have much else to add because I mean, just looking over my list here, it looks like we've covered most everything.
Yeah.
We got punishing pokes, Oki. Just talked about the guard break. Her damage seems really good. We talked about that. Meter management, just guard impact, launchers, walls, grabs. So I guess I mean, really, the only thing else that I can think of is to kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier, where a lot of people have a very very low view of her,
Yeah.
and it sounds like a lot of it revolves around that just guarding issue. Um,
Mhm.
so I guess my question would be, just elaborate a little bit on why you think that she's good, or I guess more specifically, like how good do you think she is? Like if she were to go up against a Pyrrha, like is it something that's yeah, I don't know, maybe a 6-4 matchup, or
Mhm.
is it gonna be like 8-2 beatdown? Like
Okay, no, 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 no. I wouldn't say she has anything like 8-2 at all. Um, like Pira, I would say like 6-4 or like 5-5.
mhm,
I would say most of her matchups are like even or just bad. Um, because of again the fact that she is really versatile. She can be used. She can counter a lot of things. She can punch a lot of things really well, especially Pira, because Pira does have pretty short range, and when Pira is unsafe, Pira is really unsafe. So Pierre's actually not that bad.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, for bad matchups, I would say like Natsu. Surprisingly, because this she can get in way too easily. You can't even do the you can't even play a mid range game against her, and then in close range you can't do anything against her. So that matchup is free. Um, what else? Um, yeah, I mean she doesn't really have anything bad, I would say,
Mm.
but nothing particularly good. I do think though that she does counter Viola pretty hard. Because of the fact that Viola can't really because Viola like when she is like unsafe,
Mm.
she is unsafe. Um, like Hilde can punish everything she does well, and Viola can't even attempt to set up because if she does, she'll get punished with something. Like also, Hilda's tech crutches everywhere. Um, like the one frame tech crutch. Like there are a lot of moves which that beats. Viola's good for her. Astaroth is pretty good for her. Um, what else is pretty good? Nightmare is pretty good. Or 5/5 probably Nightmare actually. Um, Patroclus is pretty good. I love that matchup. It's really fun.
Yes,
Um,
the 4/4B spam.
yeah, pretty much. Well, like I can't punish 2K. He can't punish 6/6B or 4/4B. So, yeah. Um, what else? Uh, yeah, I mean, overall, like, I wouldn't say she's like the worst character in the game. Um, but I wouldn't say she's like the best. I would say at most she's like a middle kind of like mid tier character to say the least. I don't think she's any higher than that. I don't think she's any lower though.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So I guess I mean, just I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but is
Sure.
it I mean, what why is it in your opinion that people have such I don't want to say an underestimation, but they just kind of put her to the side a little bit. It is, I mean, does it seriously revolve around the just guarding issue, or like why don't we see more Hildas? Let me ask it that way.
Um, I think because of the charges. Yeah, I think it is the just guarding issue.
Hmm.
Um, I think that's it. Because like, if you want to play with Punisher,
Hmm.
there are better choices. If you want to play Rushdown character, there are better choices. If you want to play a guard break character, there's Leisha. Um, I think the reason is like she's a jack of all trades and like a master of none, and she loses to just guarding. So I think that's the only reason why she's not played because
Gotcha.
um, if you screw up a charge, I mentioned it 100 times
Hmm.
already. If you screw up the charge timing, you screw yourself over. Um, and what else? Um, yeah, that's basically it. I think that's her main weakness. The only thing she needs in Super Soul Calibur 5 is hit confirmable charges, and I think she'll be used again. Because that's like if she could confirm her charge, she could actually like you be used like safely. Like, uh, it's so sad.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah,
I mean that's I guess the conclusion topic
mhm.
or for her
Yeah,
that I have. Because yeah, I've done run out of questions. Do you?
yeah.
I mean, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to add or make sure that we mention?
Um, I'm just looking over my notes now. Not particularly. Trying to think. Uh, well, one thing if you're playing as Hilda, it don't use AA, just use 4A. Uh, because it does like slightly less damage. Let me see. Let me look at the damage here. AA does 24,
Mhm.
4A does 20, but the advantage of 4A is that you have better frames. On hits, you have 8 frames versus 4 frames,
Mhm.
and on block, you have -4 versus -6. So you sacrifice 4 damage for way more frames. And yeah, it's that's one minor thing. Um, use her like BBs and six BBs at the start of a round. They hit everyone. The range is massive. What else is really good? Never use 4B. It's like a really, really bad Mitsurugi's 4B. It doesn't even like text like it doesn't even backstep. It's like it's supposed to tech crouch, but it tech crouches at like the weirdest time. I don't even understand how to use that move. Um, I've I think I've used it once and I stopped using it after that because I'm like this move is garbage. Um, what else? Oh yeah, one more thing actually. Um, so a while back, last year, Runas found this really cool like alternative to the C2B loop.
Hmm.
Um, there's like I mentioned the CB 3B Brave Edge loop, but also on bigger characters like Nightmare and Astaroth and Siegfried,
Hmm.
you can do C2B and then you can do like a back turn K. You can if you hit them at the tip with your foot, you can actually relaunch them back into a C2B. This whiffs on a lot. Well, it whiffs on most characters if they do air control to the left, I think. But on certain characters like Nightmare, Astaroth, those guys,
Hmm.
it'll connect, and you can do like three in a row, I think. So again, that's why the matchups are a little more favorable for her because she can get this awesome loop for really low execution. Um, what else? And oh, I had something to say and I forgot what it was now. Uh, oh my God. Oh, okay, one more thing. Yeah, right. Um, so one of the saddest things to know is that C2B, or sorry, 2-2B to like C2B will whiff on small characters if you hit them at the tip range. Like if you do like a 2-2B and then you want to do like a C2B, if you're really far from them, like if you hit like a far 2-2B, the C2B will whiff. So this is like Pyrrha, Alpha Patroclus, Viola, and I think that's it for small characters.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because while I was, just dicking around here in practice, I was doing that and the C2B kept whiffing, and I figured that
Yeah.
my timing was just shitty because I don't play this character, but I had it against Pyrrha, so that would explain
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't always whiff, but it does on occasion. Um, yeah, definitely watch out for that. If you're gonna do a C2B and um, and you think it might whiff, then just do a 6-6 A plus B after, and you'll get that guaranteed like damage. Um, what else? I would never recommend doing CE after 2-2B because you get like I think like 10 or 12 more damage after it. If you do the CE instead of like the C2B, C3A, only do it if you're gonna kill someone. It's a waste of meter in all other cases. And what else? Um, also, so well, yeah, you can buffer the C2B like release after the 2-2B anyways. So before you like see her finish the animation, before she finishes, just let go of B. It'll come out. Try that actually if you want in training mode. What else? Yeah, small characters. Little issue with the 2-2B follow up. Um, Big characters, you get the K loop and oh yeah, her auto GI is really good. This 3A, it's mid beats slashes and something else. I think that's all slashes. Yeah, it can beat a lot of things in the middle of their strings. And if you fully charge it, it's plus on block. What else? And if you hit them with a fully charged move, you can go into like 2-2B or C2B and then C3A, all that good stuff. Um, Other than that, um, that's basically it. Um, oh, if you're gonna run at somebody,
Mhm.
her mix-up is kind of weak unless you have a charge because she has like run K, but then both her run A and run B are high. Um, so you'll want to have a charge if you're gonna run at somebody. Um, what else? Um, yeah, I think that's it. Two A also is really good at controlling space. It's tech crouching, hits mid, safe on block, and huge range, good frames, everything. Um, yeah, I think that's it actually. I think I mentioned everything, gone through most of the good moves on her move list.
Of
Uh,
the six that you'll use in match.
yeah. Uh, what else was? Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Like,
All right.
you know,
Well, it seems
I
like,
think
I mean, for the most part, she's a fairly straightforward character.
yeah,
Pretty simple. It's just, getting down the timing of the charges,
exactly.
and just sort of understanding,
Hmm.
how those things work, and sort of testing the waters, so to speak, see what they can and can't do, and kind of go from there. So,
Right.
but I mean, she doesn't seem, at least for applicable move list. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's too huge to begin with, so it's not like she's daunting. It's just that technical aspect of it. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I mentioned earlier, like, even though she only has like 10 good moves or whatever, they are really good. So it kind of makes up for it. Yeah, I mean, she's not like that hard to use. Once you learn the timing for the charges, like, you can play her well.
mm.
You can kick some ass, have some fun, enjoy the red hair. Um,
Play a character that everyone thinks is shit. That's always the funnest part. You're like, I thought
exactly.
this character was ass. Why am I winning? I don't get it. But
Exactly.
cool. Well, with that, I think we got tons, of information out there for her. So hopefully,
Mhm.
people listening learn something. So the last, segment I do is sort of like a, I guess you could say like soapbox part. So I'm gonna put you on the spot for a moment, and I want to know something that makes you really salty, like just everywhere. Like you just spew salt mountain. Like I just want to know something that just turns you so angry that you would punt a baby kitten. You know what I'm talking about? Like that sort of level of angst and irritation. I am gonna ban you from making it Hilda related, because you've already gotten some good
Yeah.
Hilda beef out there. So I'm gonna give you the mic, and you're gonna tell me and the world, the Soul Calibur world, something that makes you really angry.
Oh God. Um. Oh my God. Can't really think of anything on the spot. Um. Let's see.
It's like that damn waitress or cook from the local diner didn't cook your scrambled eggs right.
Oh, it could
You
be
know,
anything. Oh,
yeah, it
anything.
can
Okay.
be
No,
anything.
not Soul Calibur related.
Nope, it
Okay,
does
that was
not
Soul
have to be
Calibur
that. Nope,
related.
nope, can be
Oh.
anything.
Um. Huh.
I'm gonna give you a rant and rave section. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. I'm in such a happy mode right now. It's a long weekend. I'm like
Dude, you're
not
sick.
thinking
That's
about
such
salt.
that's
Yeah, I
that's
know, but
BS.
whatever.
You're sick.
Okay. Let me think. God. I don't know. I'm a generally happy person. Let me think. When people don't look at when people like walk in front of you and they open the door or whatever, but they don't look behind to see if anyone's behind you. So they kind of just like slam the door in your face. You're like, God damn it, why'd you do that, bro? Just look behind for 1 second and just like hold the door open. I don't know. I can't think of anything really bad.
That's nice. You hate on people who don't open the door. You know what? I'm with you though. Those people are pricks. So
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like this like it takes like half a second to look behind you to see if someone's behind you. You know, like just like spend half a second of your day just looking behind you, or even don't even look behind you. Just like hold it for like half a second. Don't just like throw it open and then walk through the door that's like falling behind you as you walk through. And the person that's behind you has to like run forward and grab the door and be like, "Ah, this is horrible." Um, um, I would say that's I guess one
that's
of my pet
good. That's
peeves.
what makes you irate. Just kick that fucking door down.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, we're wrapping up here, pretty shortly. So, right before I do, kind of close it out, I do like to give my guests, a little bit of time, if you have any shout outs or if there's anything that any projects or anything that you're working on that you want to promo, I mean, feel free. Anything that you want to shout out, go for it.
Okay, yes, I would love to. Okay, shout outs to all the Toronto crew that kind of helped me get to where I am now. It was thanks to you guys for being such a great community when I was living there. Um, that made me, want to play the game, want to take it seriously, want to, become good with Hilda. And shout out to all you guys. So, it's Oofmatic, Partisan, Dino, Eli123S, Southern Ontario, B4K4. Names are escaping me right now. All of you guys are awesome. I wish I could live there again. Shout outs to the Calgary crew, where I live now. So that's Slayer X64, Schneider X, Dark Wings 13. I think that's it. Oh my God. I'm forgetting one name right now. Jargon. You guys are awesome. I love playing with you guys. And lastly, to my crew, to my kind of company in a way. So I started a fighting game scene here in Calgary last year, and we go by the name of FGCC. So it stands for the Fighting Game Club of Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet up every Thursday at the University of Calgary. Come down if you live in Calgary. We are awesome. You can find us on Facebook, FGCC, or sorry, facebook.com/FGCC.page. Like us on Facebook. Help us grow. We are going to do a major at the end of the year. We did one last year. Mm-hmm. We got like 100 people. We got sponsors from like Hori and Adark and stuff. So hopefully this year it'll be bigger. So if you guys can support that, just like us on Facebook. Do whatever you want. All of you guys, thank you for listening. I love you all. And I hope to see you at like Evo next year or something along. Yeah.
Hopefully, if it's there. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, last year, like
Tekken will be there. So
yeah, they did the side tournament last year. That was really fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody took the lead and did that. That was nice to see. And honestly, you could probably make a pretty good event just by piggybacking off of Evo and like just doing games that Evo doesn't do.
Yeah, it was really fun last year. Like they even got Mad Cats to put the game on their stage. And that was great fun. Yeah. Shout out to Zane too, by the way. He's a cool guy. we hung out at Evo, and it was fun.
Oh, cool.
And,
okay, I was gonna say
we shared the salt.
Random cool guy shout out. All right,
yeah.
Shout out that guy. He's cool.
When we saw like the Viola stuff in top 8, we were just like we got so salty. It was hilarious. It was like, oh, here's a full life combo. GG's.
Yeah, that character is pretty bullshit, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Every game has them. So
pretty much.
Cool. Well, that's all I got, dude. So if you don't have anything else, I'll close it out. To all of our listeners, just to let you know, we like I started off by saying we only have 2 left after this, and that would be Alpha P and Dampier. Now, I know Alpha P kind of seems like a weird character to wait this long on, but I have a specific reason for doing so. So hopefully when we get to that, I can tell everybody what's up. But anyway, that's all we have. I'm trying to think if there's any other updates or anything I should put out there. No, yeah, I'm hoping to get these last 2 done before the new year. I have, for those who didn't see my little update, on Facebook, I do work in retail, so this time of year tends to get pretty hectic and crazy, but we still have 2 months almost until the end of the year, so should be able to knock that out. But otherwise, that's all I got. So thank you, Hustler, for coming on, talking some Hilde or Hilde, whatever. Hilda, whatever.
Yeah.
H.
Thank you so much for having me.
Redheaded H. That's
the princess.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming on and sharing the love, and then of course thank you everyone for listening, and we will catch you guys next time. Later.